there's always people that come to me that's like, man, I'm multi-talented. I'm talented here, I'm talented here, I'm talented here. I'm like, yes, you're very talented, but I need you to start with one idea first, and then let's grow that to 6 figures. And, let's get somebody to run that and then start. But they couldn't fathom that. And so I was like, well, let's see what is the common denominator of all of these things that you're doing, right? And so, for instance, there is my guy Jorge. So Jorge,
I was like, I don't know Jorge.
Seattle. I don't know Jorge Seattle. Okay, but my man was like, he's like, as an entrepreneur, what do you focus on? Oh, people need to do this on a daily basis. Okay, I'm like, okay, you got that. And then we went over to coaching students. He was like, oh, I need students to do this on a daily basis. And then I'm like, okay, what if I ask you to work with this person? He was like, well, I need them to do this. So I was like, so you really focus on their habits? And he was like, yeah, and I want to work with all. Okay, cool. So what I told him is your trunk, the one thing that you focus on is habits. So you can still work with all of these people, but understand you just got to pick one. And whatever you do, you're going to work on habits. So now look, if I put him in front of a married couple and you're going to coach them in a marriage counseling, what do you think he's going to focus on?
Habits.
You're like, yo, I'm going to only focus on their communication habits. What are your, lifestyle habits? I'm just focusing on habits.
Yeah.
I put you in front of a morbidly obese male. What is he going to focus on? Habits. This one word now can translate into different parts of your business. Now it's just a matter of, all right, who do you want to work with first? You can build a product and business off of that. And I'm showing them now, that it's not like you're neglecting one, but what you're really trying to get out is you have a strong desire to help people focus on their habits. And you think you got to have 7 products at one time. No, let's figure out what you're really trying to. Yeah. And so I had another guy that was focusing on, he's like, well, I help people go that, just finished up the league. I helped them go from the league into back into society and getting jobs and investing and all that stuff. Oh, okay, cool. And then he was like, but man, I also have a desire to help the college student that wants to get into the league. And how do they go about that? And I'm like, okay, cool. And then he was like, but what about the college student that doesn't get picked up, that just want to go into the job? So my word, as we were digging in, I said, oh, bro, you focus on the transition. He's like, that's what I do. Like, I'm great at helping people. So we were able to break down the one word and be able to focus on like, oh, so you help people transition. So if it's a married couple and the guy, if you were working with males and he just got divorced, you're going to help him transition from being a married man to a single man. You're gonna help a high school student transition from being a high school student to a college student. So now he was able to see like, yo, you can go into any market and do this because this is your word. Right? This is your focus.